How you doing? I'm Tyson Franklin. This is my first video for 2023, and I apologize if my voice ends up being a bit scratchy towards the end of this video. It's been a bit rough the first week or so of the new year. So a question that I saw posted in one of the podiatry groups recently was, should I lease or buy equipment outright? Now, I'm not an accountant, so I can't give don't take anything that I'm about to say as gospel. This is just my opinion. One thing I think you've always got to consider is what your cash flow is in your business. If you've got plenty of cash there's lots of money in your bank account, buying something outright is always a great idea. This is what the advice that was given to me. Financially, it's always better. And if you were buying something, say it was $20,000, think of what else could you do with that $20,000 and could you get a better return than buying that piece of equipment? If you can, then maybe you don't need the equipment. But if you're thinking of the equipment you're going to buy and say it costs $20,000 and you made $5,000 a year on that piece of equipment or $10,000 a year, then that's a 25% or 50% return. That is a great investment on $20,000. But when it comes to buying and leasing, I think the other part about buying equipment outright, if your cash flow is tight, then I think you should consider leasing, because that way you're spreading payments out over a period of time. And the other part with it is if you're buying outright and your money is tight and you're using a big chunk of your cash flow, I always think sometimes when cash is tight, it can sometimes sway the way that you think. And there's nothing worse than being under financial pressure. And I think some people make bad decisions when they're under financial pressure. So you don't want to go down that path. Now, when it comes to leasing equipment, yes, you're spreading payments out over a period of time. And there's some great companies out there that you can work with. But I think it's important, look at what your lease repayments are going to be and what is the return going to be on that piece of equipment. So if we went back to the scenario before, if you were getting a piece of equipment and that was worth $20,000, say the lease repayments were $500 a month. I'm not sure what the repayments are these days, but say it was $500 and you made $5,000 a month return on that lease repayment for that piece of equipment. What is the return now? What is that? 1,000% return. So just keep that in mind when you think about, should I or shouldn't I get or buy a piece of equipment, is think about, well, what's the return going to be on that equipment? And if the return far outweighs what you're paying for a lease repayment or what your purchase price is going to be, then it's a bloody good investment. Don't think of like having an abundance mindset. Don't think scarcity that, oh, if I buy that, it's going to cost me $500 a month. Plan, and this is the other part to it, is before you buy any equipment, please plan out what you're going to do with that equipment first. There's no point ordering it, it arrives, and you sit there and go, oh, now what do we do with it? You need to have it all worked out way ahead of time. I remember when I bought my laser for fungal nails, it was $30,000. I paid cash for it. The thing with it, before it even arrived, I had dozens of patients planned, lined up, ready to actually go. We made our money back, $30,000, in the first 90 days just through having appointments all planned out. You can do exactly the same thing with any piece of equipment. If it's worthwhile and you're going to be charging for it, you can have it planned out and mapped out exactly what you can do with it and how you expect to get that money back. It's an easy thing to do. And it is something that I am going to be talking about in the upcoming 12-week podiatry business reboot. So if you're thinking about doing it, go to my website, tysonfranklin.com, and all the details are there for the 12-week podiatry business reboot. So back to this question, should you buy or lease? It depends where you are financially with your business. If money is a little bit tight, I recommend talking to a leasing company. There's heaps of reputable companies out there. If you've got an abundance of money, then just pay cash for it. But make sure you've planned out how you're going to use it in your business, what you're going to charge, what's your return on that going to be, and think about, can I get the same return anywhere else? I hope you get something from that for my first video. Have any suggestions or other topics you'd like, please let me know. And remember, the 12-week podiatry business reboot is kicking off in about 2 weeks' time. And I'm looking forward to it. We've got some great people in there already. Okay, bye.